Well guys, here we are, and sitting behind me is arguably one of the coolest cars coming out soon, and that is this Dodge Charger SRT Banshee concept vehicle. This is the world's first full electric muscle car, and today we're going to be taking a detailed first look of this all new electric muscle car. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about the exterior design. Now, of course, it is spinning on a display here, so I'm going to try and keep up with it as it's moving around. But of course, you're going to have some really cool elements going on here. You're going to actually have a lot of resemblance to the current generation Challenger in terms of the design. So we have a very retro look to it, but it's also very modern and super cool looking in person. I have to admit, I saw it in the pictures, and here in person it looks even better. So up here at the top, we do have a nice front end area, and then you'll notice that all of this is actually hollow. Of course, with an electric vehicle, there's not any need for you to actually have any airflow. So all of this area is going to be pretty much sealed off. And then you do have these really cool lights that are going across the entire front end. Of course, they're going to be LEDs, and you do have the nice light bar that goes all the way across the front. Now, another thing that's really unique about this product is that we do have a lighted emblem up here in the front. And then for the lower areas, you're going to pretty much have that signature Challenger look to this concept vehicle. Now we're going to start off today's video by talking about the design of it, and then we'll kind of head into some of the electric components that you're very curious to know about. Now, as far as the rear design, you're going to have a very unique look to it. Like I mentioned in the front, it's going to have a retro yet very modern look. A lot of it is going to be very squared off. Our taillights are going to be full-length LED taillights. We have a lighted emblem in the middle there as well. And then all of the lower areas are going to be very squared off. Of course, this is an electric vehicle, so we do not have exhaust pipes, which is honestly kind of weird for a muscle car like this. That said, that's not to say you don't have any exhaust note, and that's one of the really cool elements about this vehicle, is that even though it is fully electric, it does have an exhaust. And hopefully maybe through the end of the day today, maybe they'll fire it up so we can hear it, but we'll go ahead and input kind of a video clip of the exhaust note because it actually has a very unique tone to it, which is a first for an electric vehicle.
We added sound back into the car with the patented Fratsonic chambered exhaust system, and we're going to make it drive like a proper Dodge with an electromechanical shifting system known as the eRupt system. This car will literally change the way people look at electrification in the muscle car space.
Now, like I mentioned, we'll talk about the design first, and now it's time to talk about the electric components. Of course, this is an electric vehicle, so you're going to need to know what this has. So this is riding on Dodge's new electric vehicle platform called Banshee. It's going to be an 800-volt architecture, so you're going to have very quick charging for this model. And of course, they haven't released any full specifications at this time of this video. That will come later to this vehicle's actual production date. We don't have official information regarding when this vehicle is coming out. I would say it would be available in the next year or two. That would be what we hope for. We'd maybe see a production version come out in the next year, and then have it actually be available at dealerships for you to make pre-orders and purchase in the next year or so. Now, Dodge has not released any official power figures for this electric muscle car, but that said, we should have similar power figures to what you have in a Hellcat gas version of this vehicle. So we're hoping to have maybe 700, 800 horsepower for this EV muscle car, which certainly will be a very, very interesting experience, and we cannot wait to show you all that this car has to offer when we're able to do a full review on it in the next year or so. Now, another really interesting element about this product is that Dodge is saying it actually has an eRupt transmission. So I'm not really exactly sure what that means for an electric vehicle, but we'll be happy to see that when it comes out later this year. It has multi-gears, and you can, I guess, shift gears in your EV, which is certainly going to be something very interesting to see out on the road. Now, another interesting element I want to mention about this Charger EV Banshee concept is that it has a push-to-pass button, which will temporarily boost power. So I guess similar to some other electric vehicles that we've sampled, like the Genesis GV60, you have that additional boost function that gets you even more power than what this vehicle is already going to have on board. Now, wrapping up the video, as far as pricing, we don't have official pricing information for this. Of course, this is still just a concept vehicle, so it's really anyone's guess. I'd say that this vehicle is going to be pretty expensive. I'd say at least $100,000, maybe quite a bit more than that, just depending on when this vehicle goes into production and all of the elements that they have on board. But if you enjoyed watching this quick walk-around video of the Dodge Charger EV Banshee concept, please hit that subscribe button down below. We would certainly appreciate it. And if you also followed us on TikTok and Instagram, that also has other short forms of content that you might be interested in. So please go ahead and do that, and stay tuned for the latest updates about this all-new Dodge Charger EV concept, the world's first muscle car electric.